Before we dive into this incredible true story that will leave you speechless, I need to ask you something. Have you ever wondered what you would do if a complete stranger whispered that your life was in danger? If this story grabs you, if it makes your heart race, please hit that subscribe button right now. We bring you real stories of ordinary people in extraordinary situations. Stories that prove reality is sometimes more intense than any fiction. Now let me tell you about a night in 1984 that changed everything for one woman on a deserted stretch of Route 66. Imagine you're driving alone through the Arizona desert on a suffocating August night in 1984. The heat radiates from the asphalt, even at this late hour, and your old Ford Fairmont's air conditioning gave out 50 miles back. Your name is Margaret Sullivan, Maggie to everyone who knows you, and you're 32 years old, driving home from your second job as a night shift waitress at a truck stop diner 3 towns over. The radio crackles with static between country stations, and you're so tired your eyes keep trying to close. You've been awake for 19 hours straight, and the double shifts are killing you, but the rent doesn't pay itself, and neither does your daughter's medical bills. The fuel gauge has been flirting with empty for the last 10 miles, and when you finally see the glow of a gas station sign emerging from the darkness like a beacon, relief floods through you. It's 10:41 p.m., and this place, Sam's Gas and Service, looks like it's barely hanging on to existence. One flickering fluorescent light illuminates 2 ancient pumps, and the small attached convenience store has windows so covered in dust and faded advertisements that you can barely see inside. There's only one other vehicle in sight, a massive Harley-Davidson motorcycle parked at an odd angle near the air pump, chrome gleaming under the dim light. You pull up to the pump furthest from the store, your hands trembling slightly from exhaustion. The night is eerily quiet. No traffic, no wind, just the distant howl of a coyote somewhere in the vast darkness. You step out of your car, and the heat hits you like a physical force. Your waitress uniform, that polyester nightmare in teal and white, is stuck to your back with sweat. That's when you notice him. He's standing near the edge of the light, partially in shadow, and he's looking directly at you. He's a big man, easily 6'3" and broad-shouldered, wearing a leather vest over a black t-shirt. Even from this distance you can see the patches on his vest, and your stomach tightens. Hell's Angels. The letters arc across his back in that distinctive font you've seen on the news, usually accompanied by stories about violence and organized crime. Your first instinct is to get back in your car and drive to the next station. Empty tank be damned. But the next station is another 30 miles, and you're not sure you'd make it. Besides, he hasn't moved. He's just standing there watching you, and there's something in his posture that doesn't read as threatening. If anything, he looks nervous? No, not nervous. Afraid. You start pumping gas, keeping him in your peripheral vision. Your heart is hammering so hard you can hear it in your ears. The pump is maddeningly slow, and you watch the numbers creep up with agonizing sluggishness. $5, $6, $7. Ma'am. His voice cuts through the night, low and urgent. You jump, nearly dropping the pump handle. He's moved closer, much closer, and you hadn't heard him approach. Up close, you can see he's younger than you initially thought, maybe late 20s or early 30s. His face is covered in sweat and dust, and there's a fresh cut above his left eyebrow that's still bleeding. His hands are scraped raw, and there's something desperate in his dark eyes. "I'm sorry, I don't want any trouble," you say quickly, your voice higher than you intended. "Listen to me very carefully," he says, stepping even closer. His voice is barely above a whisper. "You're in danger. Right now, do you understand? Don't look around, don't react, just listen." Your breath catches. "What? There's a black pickup truck about to pull in here. 2 men inside. They're looking for me, and if they find me alone, they're going to kill me. And if they see you've seen me, seen them, they might kill you too." The pump clicks off. $12. The sound seems impossibly loud. "This is your only chance to walk away safe," he continues, his eyes locked on yours with an intensity that's almost painful. Pretend I'm your man. Pretend we're together. Act like we're having a normal conversation, like we stopped here together. Can you do that? You should say no. You should get in your car and drive away. You should do anything except trust a Hell's Angels member who just told you people are coming to kill him. But something in his eyes, genuine terror mixed with desperate hope, makes you nod. What's your name? You whisper. Jack. Jack Morrison. He moves to stand beside you, one hand reaching out to touch your elbow gently like a boyfriend would. Smile at me, like I just said something funny. You force a smile. It feels grotesque on your face, but you manage it. Why are they after you? Long story. Here they come. Remember, we're together. You've known me for years. Act natural. The black pickup truck rolls into the gas station slowly, deliberately. It's a Chevrolet, maybe a 78 or 79, with primer spots on the hood and tinted windows. It pulls up to the pump directly across from yours, and even though you can't see through the windows, you can feel eyes on you. The engine idles rough, like it needs a tune-up. Jack's hand slides down to yours, and he intertwines his fingers with yours. His palm is calloused and warm, and his grip is gentle despite the obvious strength in those hands. Look at me, he murmurs, only at me. You turn your face toward him, and he leans in closer, his head tilting down toward yours in a way that might look intimate to an observer. Up this close, you can smell motor oil and sweat and something else. Blood, you realize with a start. You're hurt, you whisper. Not as hurt as I'm going to be if this doesn't work. His jaw is tight. They're getting out. Keep talking to me. Anything. Tell me about your day. The truck doors open. You hear boots on concrete. 2 sets. I worked a double shift, you say, your voice shaking slightly. You try to control it. At the Desert Rose Diner. I'm a waitress. Yeah? Must be hard work. Jack's thumb traces gentle circles on the back of your hand. To anyone watching, he looks completely relaxed, like a man talking to his girlfriend after a long day. But you can feel the tension thrumming through him like an electrical current. It is. My feet are killing me. And this heat. You trail off. Hey there, Jack. The voice comes from behind you, male, rough, with an edge of barely controlled anger. Fancy meeting you here. Jack doesn't turn immediately. He looks at you for another long moment, and something passes through his eyes. An apology, maybe, or a warning. Then he turns slowly, keeping your hand in his. Derek. Small world. Jack's voice is casual, but you can feel his pulse racing where your fingers touch his wrist. You turn too, and your stomach clenches. There are 2 men standing about 10 feet away. Both are in their 30s, both dressed in jeans and dark shirts. The one who spoke, Derek apparently, has a thin, cruel face and pale blue eyes. His companion is shorter, stockier, with a shaved head and a scar running from his left ear down to his jaw. Real small, Derek says. He's looking at you now, his gaze moving from your face down to where your hand is joined with Jack's, then back up. Who's your friend? This is Maggie, Jack says. My girl. The words send a strange thrill through you. Fear, and something else you can't quite identify. Your girl. Derek's lips curl into something that might be a smile if smiles were made of malice. Funny. Never heard you mention her before. I don't tell you everything about my life, Derek. No? Could have sworn we were close, real close, especially after what happened in Needles. Derek takes a step closer. Where you been, Jack? Tommy's been looking for you. We all have. Been around. Bullshit. The scarred man speaks for the first time. His voice is surprisingly high-pitched. You missed the meeting tonight. Tommy's pissed. Jack shrugs. Had other plans. With her, Derek's eyes are on you again, and you feel exposed, like he's looking right through your cheap waitress uniform to see every secret you've ever kept. Where'd you meet this one, Jack? Your mouth is dry. Jack's grip on your hand tightens almost imperceptibly. A warning, you think, or encouragement. You force yourself to speak. We met at the diner where I work. 3 months ago. Derek's eyebrows rise. 3 months? That's sweet. Real sweet. He looks back at Jack. Funny thing is, Jack, I was at the clubhouse 3 months ago when you were talking about that redhead in Phoenix, the one you were trying to get with. Don't remember hearing about no waitress girlfriend. Your heart sinks. This isn't working. They know he's lying, but Jack doesn't hesitate. Yeah, well, things change. The redhead wasn't interested. Maggie was. Convenient, Derek says. He's moved closer again, close enough that you can smell beer on his breath. Here's what I think, Jack. I think you're full of shit. I think you knew we were coming, and you grabbed yourself a nice little civilian to hide behind. Think whatever you want, Derek. I think we should have a private conversation. Just the three of us. Leave the lady out of it. Derek's hand moves to his waist, and you see the glint of metal, a gun tucked into his waistband. What do you say, Jack? Want to take a ride with us? The moment stretches out, taut as a wire. You can barely breathe. The fluorescent light flickers and buzzes above you. In the distance, that coyote howls again, lonely and wild. No thanks, Jack says. I'm going home with my girl. We've had a long day. That's not really an option, brother. I'm not your brother anymore. Jack's voice goes hard. Not after what you and Tommy did. Something flashes across Derek's face. Surprise, maybe, that Jack said it out loud. Careful, Jack. Don't say things you can't take back. Already said them. Already made my choice. I'm out. Nobody gets out. The scarred man's hand is on his gun now, too. You know the rules. The air feels thick enough to choke on. You're going to die here, you think, with sudden, terrible clarity. You're going to die in a gas station parking lot on Route 66 because you were too tired and too stupid to drive away when you had the chance. But then a new sound cuts through the tension. The rumble of an engine. Another vehicle is pulling in. A big 18-wheeler, its massive cab and trailer dominating the small station. The driver's side door is high off the ground, and when it swings open, a man climbs down, older, maybe 60, with a weathered face and a baseball cap that says Peterbilt. "Evening," he calls out cheerfully, nodding at all of you as he heads toward the store. Derek's expression changes, becomes neutral, almost pleasant. "Evening," he calls back. The trucker disappears into the store, and the bell above the door jingles. Derek looks back at Jack. His voice drops to a whisper. "This ain't over. You know that, right? You know what Tommy's gonna do." "Yeah, I know." "Then you know you're a dead man. And maybe her too, if she's really with you." Derek's eyes slide to you again. "That what you want for your girl, Jack? You want her caught up in this?" You find your voice, though it comes out shakier than you'd like. "I can take care of myself." Derek laughs as a short, ugly sound. "Sure you can, sweetheart. Look, I'm feeling generous tonight. Walk away now. Get in your car, drive home, forget you ever saw any of this. We got no beef with you." Jack's hand tightens on yours. "Maggie!" "No!" You interrupt. You're not sure where the word comes from, but it's out before you can stop it. "I'm not leaving." Something changes in Jack's expression. Surprise, gratitude, and something that might be admiration. Derek just looks annoyed. "Stupid," he mutters. "Fine, have it your way, but when this comes back on you, remember you had a choice." He jerks his head at his companion. "Come on. Tommy wants to see him before the end of the week. We'll find him then." They walk back to their truck, but the scarred man pauses before getting in. "You got 4 days, Jack. 4 days to get your shit together and come to the clubhouse. After that, Tommy sends the whole crew. Understand?" Jack doesn't answer. The two men climb into the truck and it roars to life. Derek gives you one last long look through the windshield before they pull out, heading west on Route 66. The red taillights disappear into the darkness. The silence that follows is deafening. Jack releases your hand slowly, like he's afraid sudden movement might shatter something fragile. "Thank you," he says quietly. "You probably just saved my life." Your legs feel weak. The adrenaline that's been keeping you upright is draining away, leaving you shaky and cold despite the heat. "What just happened? What was that about?" "Long story. You said that before. Start talking." Jack runs a hand through his hair. It's dark, collar-length, streaked with sweat and dust. You should go home. Forget this happened. After that. Are you serious? Your voice comes out louder than you intended. They said they might kill me too. I think I deserve an explanation. He studies you for a long moment, then nods. Yeah, you do, but not here. They might come back or send someone else. Is there somewhere we can go? Somewhere public with people? You think for a moment. There's an all-night diner about 20 miles from here. The Oasis, it's always busy. Okay, can you drive? I'll follow you on the bike. You nod, though you're not sure it's smart. You don't know this man. He's a Hell's Angel, or was one based on that conversation. He's in serious trouble, the kind that gets people killed. Every rational thought in your head is screaming at you to get in your car and drive home, lock your doors, and call the police. But you don't. Instead, you say, okay, follow me. You get back in your Fairmont, and your hands are shaking so hard you can barely get the key in the ignition. In your rearview mirror, you watch Jack walk over to his Harley. He swings his leg over it with practiced ease, and the engine roars to life, that distinctive potato-potato rumble that Harleys make. He pulls up behind you, his headlight bright in your mirrors. The drive to the Oasis takes 25 minutes. You spend most of it trying to process what just happened, your mind running in circles. Who is Tommy? What did they do? Why is Jack running? And why did you say you'd stay with him? The Oasis is exactly what its name suggests, a bright spot in the desert darkness. It's a classic American diner, all chrome and neon, with a parking lot half full of cars and semis. You pull into a spot near the entrance, and Jack parks his bike next to your car. Inside, the diner is aggressively normal. Red vinyl booths, checkered floor, a long counter with swivel stools. The smell of coffee and frying bacon. A jukebox in the corner playing Tina Turner's What's Love Got to Do With It. A handful of truckers scattered around, a young couple in a booth by the window, a tired-looking waitress refilling coffee cups. You and Jack slide into a booth in the back corner where he can see the entrance. A different waitress, older with grey hair and kind eyes, comes over with menus and water glasses. "Coffee?" she asks. "Please," you both say at the same time. She smiles. "I'll give you folks a minute with the menus." When she's gone, you lean forward. "Talk, now. What's going on?" Jack picks up his water glass, drinks half of it in one go. Up close, in the harsh diner lighting, you can see more injuries. Bruises on his knuckles, what looks like a boot print on his ribs, visible through a tear in his t-shirt. He looks exhausted. "My name is Jack Morrison," he begins. "I've been a Hell's Angel for 6 years, or I was until about 72 hours ago. What happened 72 hours ago?" He's quiet for a moment, choosing his words carefully. "There's a guy named Tommy Riggs. He's the president of our chapter. The Nomad chapter, we call it, because we move around. We're not tied to one city. Tommy's been with the club for 20 years. He's smart, he's tough, and he's mean as hell. Most of the guys respect him. Some of them are scared of him. I was both." The waitress returns with coffee. You both order. You get eggs and toast. He orders a burger, and she leaves again. Jack wraps his hands around his coffee mug. Tommy runs things. Not just club business, but other business. You understand? Drugs, among other things. Stolen bikes, stolen parts, protection rackets. He's got connections all over the Southwest. Jack takes a sip of coffee, winces like it's too hot. Most of the guys are okay with it. That's what we do, right? We're outlaws. That's the whole point. But you weren't okay with it? I was fine with it. For years I was fine with it. I did what I was told. I took my cut. I didn't ask questions. He pauses. Until 3 days ago. You wait. There's this bar in Needles, California. Little place called the Dusty Boot. Tommy had a deal going with the owner. We'd keep other clubs away, keep trouble out, and he'd pay us a percentage of his take every month. Standard protection setup. The owner's name was Ray Hollis. Good guy, older, ran the place with his daughter. She's maybe 22, 23, pretty girl. Sarah. Something cold settles in your stomach. You don't like where this is going. Ray missed a payment, Jack continues. His voice has gone flat, emotionless. Times were tough. Business was slow. He asked Tommy for more time. Tommy said okay, but he wanted double next month. Ray said he couldn't do that. They argued. Jack stops, drinks more coffee. His hand is shaking slightly. What happened? Tommy beat him, in front of his daughter, beat him bad, broke his ribs, his jaw. Then he told Sarah that if the payment wasn't made in full by the end of the week, he'd come back and finish the job. But first, he'd make sure she regretted her daddy being a deadbeat. Your stomach turns. He threatened her. More than threatened. Jack closes his eyes. He made it very clear what he'd do to her, in detail, while her father was bleeding on the floor. Jesus. I was there. Me and Derek and a guy named Mike, we just stood there and watched it happen. Jack opens his eyes and there's anguish in them. I didn't do anything. I didn't stop him. I'm as guilty as he is. So, what changed? I went back. The words come out quiet. The next day, I drove back to Needles and went to the bar. Ray was in the hospital, but Sarah was there trying to clean up. Place was closed. I knocked on the door, and when she saw it was me, she looked terrified. Thought I was there to hurt her. But you weren't. No, I gave her money, $5,000, everything I had saved up. Told her to pay Tommy, close the bar and get the hell out of Needles. Take her dad somewhere safe and don't come back. You sit back in the booth. And Tommy found out. Yeah, Derek saw me going into the bar. He told Tommy. By the time I got back to our current hideout, this old ranch house outside of Kingman, they were waiting for me. Tommy, Derek, Mike, and 3 other guys. They beat the shit out of me, told me I was a traitor, told me I violated club rules, interfering with club business, helping an enemy of the club. Ray wasn't an enemy. Doesn't matter. Tommy said he was, so he was. Jack's jaw tightens. They were going to kill me right there, but Tommy had a better idea. He said I had 1 week to bring back the money I gave Sarah, the $5,000 plus another $10,000 as punishment, $15,000 total. If I brought it back, I'd be allowed to leave the club. If I didn't, they'd hunt me down and kill me. And they'd kill Sarah and Ray too, just to make a point. The waitress returns with your food. You both fall silent until she's gone. You look at your eggs and feel vaguely nauseous. So you've been running for 3 days? Yeah, looking for the money. I've called in every favor I have, talked to every contact. I've got $2,000. That's it. I'm not going to make $15,000 in 4 days. It's impossible. So what are you going to do? Jack picks up his burger, then sets it down without taking a bite. I don't know. I thought maybe I could disappear, change my name, go somewhere they'd never find me. But they're everywhere. The club has connections in every state, and if I run, they'll go after Sarah anyway. She and her dad are still in danger as long as Tommy thinks he can use them to hurt me. You push your eggs around your plate. Why did you do it? Why did you help them? He's quiet for a long moment. You ever look at yourself in the mirror and not recognize the person looking back? Sometimes. I looked at Sarah's face when Tommy was threatening her, saw the terror there, and I saw my sister. He swallows hard. I had a little sister, Emily. She died 8 years ago, overdose. She was 19. I'm sorry. She got mixed up with bad people, dealers, gangsters. They used her, took advantage of her. She tried to get out, but they wouldn't let her. By the time I realized what was happening, it was too late. Jack's voice cracks slightly. I joined the Hells Angels 6 months after she died. Thought maybe if I was part of something bigger, something powerful, I could protect people. Stupid, right? Not stupid. Pretty stupid. I became the kind of person who would have hurt Emily, the kind of person who stands by while men threaten innocent people. Until I couldn't do it anymore. He finally takes a bite of his burger, chews mechanically. When I saw Sarah's face, all I could see was, Emily, I had to do something. You eat in silence for a while. The jukebox switches to another song. Lionel Richie. Hello. The young couple by the window are holding hands across the table. Normal people living normal lives, unaware that in a booth across the room, 2 people are discussing murder and motorcycle gangs and impossible choices. So what's the plan, you finally ask. You can't just wait around for them to kill you. No, I can't. Jack looks at you. But you can walk away. Right now, you've done more than enough. More than anyone should have expected. Go home. Forget you ever met me. You should. You know you should. You have a daughter at home, a 7-year-old named Katie, who's staying with your mother tonight. Katie has asthma, needs medication, needs stability. You can't afford to get caught up in this mess. Can't risk leaving her without a mother. But you can't stop thinking about Sarah, about Emily, about all the people who need help and don't get it. Tell me about your sister, you say instead. Jack blinks, surprised. What? Emily. Tell me about her. What was she like? He sets down his burger. A small smile touches his lips, sad and fond at the same time. She was amazing. Smart as hell. Way smarter than me. She wanted to be a teacher, loved kids. She used to volunteer at this after-school program, helping kids with reading. The smile fades. She had this laugh, you know, like bells. You couldn't hear it without smiling. She sounds wonderful. She was. Our parents died when we were young. Car accident. Emily was only 10. I was 17. I tried to take care of her, but I was just a kid myself. Made a lot of mistakes. She needed more than I could give her. Jack's hands are fisted on the table. I should have saved her. That was my job, and I failed. You were a child yourself. I was her brother. You reach across the table and cover one of his fists with your hand. He looks down at it, then up at your face, clearly startled by the gesture. You can't save Emily, you say quietly, but maybe you can save Sarah, and maybe I can help. Why would you do that? You don't even know me. No, but I know what it's like to be desperate, to feel like the world is closing in and there's no way out. You think of your own struggles. The bills piling up, the medical expenses, working yourself to exhaustion just to keep a roof over your daughter's head. I know what it's like to need help and not get it. And I know what it's like to wish someone had stepped in before it was too late. Jack turns his hand over under yours, palm up, and gently squeezes your fingers. You have a kid, a daughter, Katie, she's 7. Then you definitely can't get involved in this. If something happened to you, nothing's going to happen to me. We're going to figure this out. Maggie, do you know where Sarah is now? He hesitates. I told her to go to her aunt's place in Flagstaff, gave her the address, but I don't know if she actually went there. Then that's where we start. We find Sarah, make sure she's safe. Then we figure out how to deal with Tommy. There's no dealing with Tommy, Everyone has a weakness, you interrupt. Everyone has something they want. Something they're afraid of. We just have to find it. Jack stares at you for a long moment. Then he laughs, a short, disbelieving sound. You're crazy, you know that. Maybe, but I'm also a single mother who's managed to keep a roof over our heads for 7 years, working minimum wage jobs. I'm tougher than I look. I believe that. He squeezes your hand again, then releases it. Okay. But we do this smart. We don't take unnecessary risks. And at the first sign of real danger, you walk away. Deal. You finish your meals and pay the check. Outside, the night has cooled slightly, down to maybe 85 degrees instead of 95. Jack walks you to your car, and you're both quiet, lost in thought. Flagstaff's about 80 miles from here, Jack says. It's late. You want to get some sleep first? Find a motel? You should. You're exhausted. But the idea of waiting, of wasting time while Sarah might be in danger, makes you restless. No, let's go now. I'll be okay. You sure? I'm sure. He nods. Okay, I'll lead this time. Try to keep up. You smile despite everything. I'll manage. The drive to Flagstaff is surreal. You follow Jack's taillight through the darkness, through small towns and long stretches of empty desert. Your mind won't stop racing. What are you doing? This is insane. You're a waitress, not some kind of action hero. You have no business getting involved in gang business, in whatever this situation is. But you can't stop thinking about Emily, about Sarah, about Katie, asleep at your mother's house, innocent and trusting that her mother will come home safe. You pass a sign. Flagstaff. 30 miles. The lights of the city appear gradually, a glow on the horizon that slowly resolves into streetlights and buildings. It's a college town, Northern Arizona University, so even at this hour, there's still some life to it. A few bars are open, music spilling into the streets, young people walking in groups, laughing. Jack leads you to a quiet residential neighborhood on the south side of town. The houses are modest, well-maintained, with small yards and pickup trucks in the driveways. He stops in front of a light blue house with white trim and a porch swing. The lights are off. You both sit in your vehicles for a moment, engines idling, looking at the house. Then Jack cuts his engine and walks back to your car. You roll down your window. "This is it," he says. "Her aunt's place. Sarah's car isn't here, though. That's not good. Maybe she parked somewhere else or took her dad's car. Maybe." He doesn't sound convinced. "Stay here. I'm going to knock. I'm coming with you. Maggie, we're in this together, remember?" He sighs but doesn't argue. You both walk up to the house. The neighborhood is silent except for a dog barking somewhere a few streets over. Jack knocks on the door, gently at first, then louder. After a minute, a light comes on inside. The porch light flicks on. The door opens a crack, held by a chain, and a woman peers out. She's in her 50s, grey-haired, wearing a bathrobe. Her eyes are suspicious. "What do you want? It's almost midnight." "Sorry to bother you, ma'am," Jack says, his voice polite and non-threatening. "I'm looking for Sarah Hollis. Her father said she might be staying with you." The woman's expression changes, suspicion turning to something else. "Fear. Who are you?" "A friend. I'm trying to help her. Is she here?" "No. She was here, but she left 2 days ago. Wouldn't tell me where she was going. Just said it wasn't safe to stay." The woman looks at Jack more closely. "You're one of them, aren't you? One of those bikers who hurt Ray." "No, ma'am, I'm trying to protect Sarah from them." That's what she said, that some biker was trying to help, but I don't know if I believe it. The woman's eyes move to you. "Who's she?" "I'm Maggie," you say, before Jack can answer. "I'm helping Jack. We just want to make sure Sarah's okay. Do you have any idea where she might have gone?" The woman studies you both for a long moment. Then she sighs. "She called me yesterday. Said she was in Albuquerque, staying with a friend from college, but she didn't give me an address or a phone number. Said it was better if I didn't know." Albuquerque. That's in New Mexico, maybe 4 hours away. "Did she say anything else?" Jack asks. "Anything about her dad? About what happened?" "Just that Ray was going to be okay. He's still in the hospital in Needles, but he's recovering. She's planning to move him once he's released, somewhere far away. Somewhere those animals can't find them." The woman's voice hardens. "If you're really trying to help her, you'll leave her alone. Let her disappear. That's the only way she'll be safe." "I'm trying to do exactly that," Jack says. "But the man who hurt Ray won't stop looking, not until he gets what he wants, or until he's stopped." "Then stop him." The woman starts to close the door, but leaves Sarah out of it. She's been through enough. The door shuts. The lock clicks. The porch light goes off. You and Jack walk back to your vehicles in silence. When you reach your car, you lean against it, suddenly feeling the full weight of your exhaustion. It's after midnight now. You've been awake for more than 24 hours. "Albuquerque," Jack says. He sounds defeated. "She's smart to run. But it won't matter. Tommy will find her eventually. He has guys everywhere. So we need to stop Tommy." "How?" "Walk into the clubhouse and ask him nicely to leave Sarah alone." "No. We need leverage. Information. Something we can use against him." Jack shakes his head. "You don't understand how this works. Tommy's untouchable. He's got cops on his payroll, judges, lawyers. He's been doing this for 20 years and never been arrested, not once." "Everyone makes mistakes. Not Tommy." You push off from your car. Your mind is working, turning over possibilities. There has to be something, some weakness. "You said he runs drugs, right? Stolen property." "Yeah. So there's evidence somewhere. Records, money, something physical that could be traced back to him." "Maybe, but it's not like he keeps files sitting around. And even if he did, we can't exactly break into the clubhouse and steal them." An idea is forming in your mind. It's crazy, probably suicidal, but it's something. What about Derek? Or Mike? The other guys in the club? Would any of them talk? Turn against Tommy? Jack barks a laugh. No way. They're loyal, and they're terrified of him. Fear works both ways. If we could scare them more than Tommy does. Maggie, stop. This isn't a movie. We can't outsmart these guys. They're professionals, criminals. I'm one of them, was one of them. I know how they think. Then use that. Use your knowledge. Think like them. You step closer to him. You said Tommy gave you 4 days. That means he's confident. He thinks he's already won. Confident people get careless. Jack is quiet for a moment, his expression unreadable. Then he says, there might be one thing. What? Tommy keeps records, not detailed ones, but enough. Names, dates, amounts. He thinks he's being smart, keeping it all in his head mostly, but he writes down the important stuff. I've seen the notebook. Black leather, about this big. Jack holds his hands apart. He keeps it in his room at whatever place we're crashing at. Where are you crashing now? That ranch house outside Kingman. But it's not like I can just walk in and take it. No. But you know the layout, right? You know where his room is, where the notebook probably is. Jack's eyes widen. You're not suggesting... I'm suggesting we take it. Use it as leverage. Tell Tommy if he doesn't leave Sarah and Ray alone, we go to the police, or to the feds, or we make copies and send them to every newspaper in the state. That's insane. Do you have a better idea? He doesn't answer for a long moment. Then he runs both hands through his hair, a gesture of frustration and resignation. This is going to get us both killed. Maybe. Or maybe it'll save Sarah, and you, and anyone else Tommy might hurt. Jack looks at you, really looks at you, and something shifts in his expression. Why are you doing this, really? It can't just be because you want to help. You think about that. Why are you doing this? The easy answer is that you're a good person who helps people in need. But that's not the whole truth. The truth is more complicated. My daughter, you say finally. Katie, she's sick, has been since she was born. Asthma, chronic bronchitis. She needs medication, treatments. It costs a fortune. Insurance barely covers any of it. I work 2 jobs, I scrimp and save, but it's never enough. Last year she had an attack. A bad one. I rushed her to the emergency room and the doctors saved her life, but the bill was $10,000. $10,000 I didn't have. What did you do? I begged. I called everyone I knew, set up payment plans, borrowed money. I'm still paying it off. Will be for years. You swallow hard. But the thing that killed me wasn't the money. It was the looks the nurses gave me when I brought her in, like I was a bad mother, like I'd failed her by not being able to pay, like she didn't deserve to be saved because we were poor. Jack's expression softens. Maggie, I know what it's like to be powerless, to watch someone you love suffer and not be able to help them, to be at the mercy of people who have power and don't care about you. You blink back, unexpected tears. So yeah, maybe I'm crazy, but when you told me about Sarah, about Emily, I saw myself, I saw Katie, and I thought, if I can help, if I can do something to stop one more person from suffering, then maybe all this pain means something. Jack steps forward and very gently puts his arms around you. You stiffen for a moment, surprised, then relax into the embrace. He smells like leather and sweat and road dust, and he's warm and solid. You can hear his heartbeat. Okay, he says quietly, his lips near your ear. Okay, we'll try it, but we do it my way. Careful, smart, and if things go sideways, you run. Promise me. I promise. He pulls back, his hands on your shoulders. We need to get some sleep first. Few hours at least. Can't do this exhausted, you nod. There's a motel we passed a few miles back, the Desert Inn. Let's go. The Desert Inn is exactly what you'd expect. Cheap, slightly run down, but clean enough. You get 2 rooms, side by side. Jack insists on paying for both, pulling out a crumpled wad of bills from his wallet. In your room, you sit on the edge of the bed and stare at the phone on the nightstand. You should call your mother, check on Katie, But it's after 1 in the morning now. Everyone's asleep, and what would you even say? Instead, you kick off your shoes and lie back on the bed, fully clothed. The ceiling has water stains in the corner. The air conditioner rattles. From the next room, you can hear water running. Jack taking a shower, probably. You close your eyes just for a minute, just to rest them. When you open them again, sunlight is streaming through the gap in the curtains. You bolt upright, disoriented. What time is it? Your watch says 9:17 a.m. You've slept for 8 hours. There's a knock on the door. "Maggie, you awake?" Jack's voice. You stumble to the door and open it. He's standing there in the same clothes from last night, looking marginally more refreshed. His hair is damp from another shower. "Morning," he says. "I got breakfast, coffee and donuts. Nothing fancy, but it's food." You let him in. He sets a paper bag and a cardboard tray with 2 coffee cups on the small table by the window. You realize you're starving and dig in immediately. "I've been thinking about the plan," Jack says, sipping his coffee. "The ranch house has 6 bedrooms. Tommy's is on the 2nd floor, far left. He keeps the notebook in a lockbox under his bed. The problem is, there's always people around. Guys sleeping off hangovers, working on bikes, coming and going. We can't just break in during the day. So we go at night. At night, there's usually fewer people, but someone's always on watch. The club's paranoid about raids, rival gangs, all that. Plus, Tommy himself might be there. When would he not be there, Jack thinks. Fridays. Tommy usually goes to this bar in Kingman on Friday nights. Stays until closing, sometimes later. He takes Derek and 1 or 2 other guys with him. If we're lucky, that means fewer people at the house. Today's Wednesday. That gives us 2 days to prepare. Yeah, Jack sets down his coffee. But we need to be smart about this. We need a lookout, a quick escape route, a plan B if things go wrong. You spend the rest of Wednesday planning. Jack draws a detailed map of the ranch house and the property around it on motel notepad paper. He marks the locations of security cameras. 2 at the front gate, 1 at the back door. Shows you the usual parking spots for the bikes. Explains the layout of the house room by room. The front door's always locked, he says. But there's a window in the laundry room that doesn't latch properly. I used to sneak in that way when I'd forget my key. It's on the east side of the house, mostly hidden by some bushes. Won't they have fixed it by now? Maybe. But knowing those guys? Probably not. They're lazy about that stuff. You go over escape routes. There are 2 main roads leading away from the ranch, the one in front and a dirt track in back that connects to a state highway about 3 miles away. Jack suggests you park on that highway, hidden from view, and he'll go in on foot. When he has the notebook, he'll run back to you, and you'll drive away before anyone realizes what happened. What if they catch you? You ask. They won't. But what if? His jaw tightens. Then you drive away. Don't wait for me. Just go. Jack, promise me, Maggie. If something happens, you save yourself. Think of Katie. You don't promise. You can't. But you nod, and he seems satisfied. Thursday passes in a blur of nervous preparation. You call your mother from a payphone and make up a story about picking up extra shifts at work. She's fine, Katie's fine, don't worry. You feel guilty for lying, but what else can you do? Tell her you're helping a fugitive biker steal from a gang of criminals. Thursday night, you barely sleep. You lie in the dark, listening to trucks on the highway, thinking about everything that could go wrong. Around 3 in the morning, you hear footsteps outside your room. You tense, but then you hear Jack's voice, soft. Maggie, you awake? You get up and open the door. He's standing there in jeans and a t-shirt, barefoot, looking as sleepless as you feel. Can't sleep, he admits. Me neither. You stand there for a moment, both of you uncertain. Then he says, Can I come in? Just to talk. I don't want to be alone right now. You step aside. He comes in and sits on the chair by the window. You sit on the edge of the bed. The room is dim, lit only by the streetlight outside. I keep thinking about Emily, Jack says. About the last conversation we had. It was stupid. She called me, said she needed help, and I was busy with club stuff. Told her I'd call her back, never did. Found out 2 days later she was dead. It wasn't your fault, wasn't it? I was her brother. I should have been there. He leans forward, elbows on his knees, hands clasped. I think that's why I joined the club. I was angry, wanted to hurt someone, wanted to be part of something that felt powerful. Stupid reasons. Not stupid. Human. He looks up at you. You're kinder than you should be. Maybe you're better than you think you are. He smiles slightly. We're quite a pair, aren't we? A broke waitress and a fugitive biker trying to take on a criminal empire. When you put it that way, it sounds even crazier. It is crazy. It's going to fail. Maybe. But we have to try. Jack stands and crosses to the bed, sits down next to you, not touching but close enough that you can feel the heat from his body. Thank you, he says, for believing in this, in me. I don't think anyone has in a long time. You turn to look at him. In the dim light, his face is shadowed, making him look both younger and more vulnerable. I think you're worth believing in. We barely know each other. I know enough. He reaches out, hesitates, then gently touches your cheek. His hand is rough, calloused, but the touch is tender. I don't want you to get hurt because of me. I won't. You can't promise that. Neither can you. He leans closer, and you realize he's going to kiss you. Your heart rate spikes. This is crazy. This man is practically a stranger, a criminal, someone in terrible danger. Kissing him is a mistake on every possible level. You kiss him anyway. His lips are warm and gentle. The kiss is soft, tentative, like a question being asked. You answer by leaning into him, your hand coming up to rest on his chest. You can feel his heart pounding under your palm. When you break apart, you're both breathing hard. Jack rests his forehead against yours. That was probably a mistake, he murmurs. Probably. Want to make another one? You smile despite yourself. Not tonight. We need our sleep. Big day tomorrow. He pulls back, and there's understanding in his eyes. Yeah, you're right. He stands. I should go back to my room. Jack, he turns at the door. We're going to make it through this, both of us. He doesn't answer, just gives you a sad smile and leaves. Friday arrives with cruel brightness. The Arizona sun is relentless, the sky a hard, clear blue. You and Jack check out of the motel and drive to Kingman. You park at a diner on the edge of town and order lunch, neither of you eating much. Jack is quiet, withdrawn, running through the plan over and over in his mind. I'll go in around 11, he says. Give Tommy time to get to the bar and settle in. The window's on the east side, like I said. Should be dark there, away from the main lights. I'll get in, get to his room, grab the notebook and be back out in 15 minutes. And if someone sees you, I'll improvise. Not reassuring. The hours crawl by. You leave the diner and drive out to the location you'd scouted earlier, a turn-off on the state highway about 4 miles from the ranch. There's a cluster of trees here that provide some cover. You pull your car behind them, kill the engine and wait. Jack gets out, checks his watch. It's 10:45. I'll go now. Be careful. Always am. He pauses. Maggie, if I don't come back, don't talk like that. If I don't come back, he continues, there's a storage unit in Phoenix, Unit 247 at Secure Space on Central Avenue. The key's in my wallet. Inside is some money, maybe $3,000. It's not much, but it's something. Take it. Use it for Katie. Your throat tightens. You're coming back. Just in case. He leans through the car window and kisses you quickly. Wait for me. Then he's gone, jogging off into the darkness, swallowed by the desert night. You wait. 10 minutes. 15. 20. You watch the dashboard clock. Your hands gripping the steering wheel so hard your knuckles ache. Every sound makes you jump. A coyote howl, a car passing on the highway, the wind rattling the bushes. 30 minutes. Something's wrong. He should be back by now. 40 minutes. You're sweating despite the cool night air. Your heart is racing. Should you go after him? Should you call the police? What do you do? 50 minutes. You're about to get out of the car when you see him. He comes running out of the darkness, and even from a distance you can tell something's wrong. He's limping, clutching his side, and when he gets closer, you see blood on his shirt. You throw open the passenger door. What happened? Go! He gasps, falling into the seat. Drive! Now! You don't ask questions. You start the car and floor it, tires spitting gravel as you peel onto the highway. In the rearview mirror, you see lights, headlights, coming fast from the direction of the ranch. They saw me, Jack says, panting. He's pressing his hand against his side and blood is seeping between his fingers. Tommy wasn't at the bar. He was at the house. He saw me coming out of his room. Jesus, how bad are you hurt? Stabbed me. It's not deep, but it hurts like hell. You push the Fairmont as fast as it'll go, but it's not a fast car. 65, 70, 75. The engine is screaming. Behind you, those headlights are getting closer. Did you get the notebook? Jack holds up his other hand. In it is a small black leather book, spotted with his blood. Got it. Then we have leverage. Not if we're dead. The headlights are right behind you now. You see it's a truck. The same black Chevy from the gas station, Derek, and probably others. Jack looks back. They're going to ram us. When they do, try to stay on the road. Don't overcorrect. Easy for you to say. The impact comes hard and sudden. The truck slams into your rear bumper and your car lurches forward. You fight the steering wheel, manage to keep it straight. Your heart is in your throat. They're going to try again, Jack says. Take the next right. There's a turnoff up ahead. Where does it go? Into the mountains, lots of turns. We might lose them. You see the turnoff, barely more than a dirt road. You brake hard and yank the wheel right. The car slides, fishtails, but you keep it under control. The truck follows, closer now. The road climbs steeply, winding through rocky terrain. Your headlights catch glimpses of sheer drops on the right side, nothing but darkness and death. You don't think about that. You focus on driving. Jack is getting paler. The bleeding hasn't stopped. There's a first aid kit in my saddlebag, he says, on my bike. Left it back at the motel. Shit. We'll find a hospital. Can't. They'll be looking for us at hospitals. Another impact from behind, harder this time. Your bumper tears off with a screech of metal. The car is struggling now, engine laboring on the steep grade. Maggie, listen to me, Jack says. His voice is weaker. If they catch us, you tell them I forced you to help. You tell them I threatened you, that you were scared, understand? No, we're in this together. God damn it, Maggie. You see something ahead. A sharp turn, almost 180 degrees. An idea forms. It's crazy, but everything about this night is crazy. Hold on, you say. You accelerate into the turn, then at the last second slam on the brakes and yank the parking brake. The car spins, does a full 180, and suddenly you're facing back down the mountain. The truck, unable to stop in time, barrels past you on the narrow road. You don't wait. You drop the car into gear and floor it back down the mountain. In the rear-view mirror, you see the truck trying to turn around, but the road is too narrow. They have to back up, maneuver. It buys you precious seconds. You race back down to the highway, take a left away from Kingman toward Flagstaff. Your car is making terrible noises now, the engine knocking, something dragging underneath. It won't last much longer. That was insane, Jack says. He's slumped against the door, the notebook still clutched in his hand. Insane and brilliant. How far to Flagstaff? 60 miles. We won't make it. Car's dying. He's right. You can feel it. The engine is overheating, the temperature gauge climbing into the red. You need a new plan. There, Jack says, pointing. Ahead, you see the lights of a truck stop. A big one, with multiple gas stations, a restaurant, showers. Most importantly, lots of people and lots of vehicles. You pull in, drive to the far end of the parking lot where the semis are parked. You cut the engine. It dies with a shudder and doesn't restart. Smoke is rising from under the hood. We need to get you to a doctor, you say. No doctors, I'll be okay. Just need to wrap it up, stop the bleeding. Jack, look at me. He turns to face you, and even in the dim light, you can see how pale he is, how his eyes are glassy with pain. I'm not going to die from this, it's not deep enough, but we need to get out of here. They'll be looking for this car. So, what do? He thinks for a moment. We steal a truck. What? One of these semis. Driver's probably inside eating or sleeping. We take it, drive it far away from here. They'll be looking for your car, not a big rig. I don't know how to drive a semi. I do. Was a trucker before I joined the club. I can drive until we're safe, then we'll ditch it. It's insane. Adding Grand Theft Auto to breaking and entering and everything else. But what choice do you have? You both get out of the car. Jack is moving slowly, one hand pressed to his side. You see now the knife wound, a slash about 4 inches long on his left side, just above his hip. It's still bleeding, but he's right that it's not deep. Painful, but not lethal. You walk among the parked semis, looking for one with keys in the ignition. Most are locked up tight. But near the back you find one, a blue Freightliner with the driver's door slightly ajar. Jack climbs into the cab and emerges a moment later, dangling a set of keys. Bingo. You climb up into the passenger seat. The cab is spacious, with a sleeper berth behind the seats. It smells like cigarettes and coffee. Jack settles into the driver's seat with a grunt of pain, starts the engine. The big diesel rumbles to life. Here we go, he mutters. Driving a semi is nothing like driving a car. Jack has to make wide turns, has to check multiple mirrors, has to build up speed gradually. But he knows what he's doing. You pull out of the truck stop and merge onto the highway, heading east. Where are we going, you ask? Don't know yet. Somewhere they won't think to look. He glances at the notebook on the seat between you. First, though, we need to see what's in here. You pick up the notebook and open it. Inside are pages and pages of handwritten notes, names, dates, dollar amounts, meeting locations, delivery schedules, bank account numbers. This is it, you breathe. This is everything. Jack spares a glance. That's Tommy's handwriting. This is his whole operation right here. You flip through more pages. Some of the names you recognize from news reports, politicians, cops, businessmen, all tied to drug shipments, protection rackets, money laundering. This could take down a lot of people, you say. Yeah, including Tommy, if we can get it to the right people. The police. Some of the cops are in here. Look, Sheriff Macon, Deputy Torres. Can't trust local cops. Then who? Jack is quiet for a moment, navigating around a slow-moving RV. Feds, FBI, they're always looking for ways to crack down on the clubs. This would be a gold mine for them. Do you know how to contact them? Maybe. There's a field office in Phoenix. We could drive there, walk in, hand it over. And then what? They'll want to know who we are, how we got this. I'll tell them. I'll testify, if that's what it takes. I'm already a dead man if Tommy catches me. Might as well make it count. You look at him. This man you met less than 72 hours ago. This man who's risking everything to do the right thing, even though it'll cost him everything he has left. You're brave, you say. I'm terrified. That's what makes it brave. He smiles slightly. You're pretty brave yourself. Stealing semis, running from killers. Not bad for a waitress. Waitresses are tough. You'd be surprised. I believe it. You drive through the night. Around 3 in the morning, Jack's eyes start drooping. The wound, the blood loss, the adrenaline crash. It's all catching up with him. You see him blink hard, shake his head, trying to stay awake. Pull over, you say. Let me drive. You can't drive this thing. You're about to pass out. Pull over and teach me the basics. I'll go slow. He doesn't argue. He pulls onto the shoulder and you switch seats. He walks you through the controls, the gear shifter, the brakes, the mirrors. Don't go over 50, he says, and give yourself lots of room for turns. You pull back onto the highway nervously. The truck feels huge, unwieldy, but you manage. Jack stays awake for another 15 minutes coaching you, then his eyes close and he's asleep, head tilted back against the seat. You drive. The highway unwinds before you, marked by cat's eyes that glow in your headlights. You pass through small towns where nothing is open, past dark desert where the stars are so bright they look close enough to touch. Around 5 in the morning, you see lights ahead. A truck stop again, bigger than the last one. You pull in carefully, park in a space at the edge of the lot. Jack wakes when the engine stops. Where are we? He mumbles. Not sure. Somewhere east of Flagstaff. We've been driving for hours. He sits up, winces. How's the wound? You ask. He lifts his shirt. The bleeding has stopped, but the area around the cut is red and angry-looking, needs cleaning and probably stitches. There's a bathroom inside. We can at least wash it out. You help him down from the cab. He's moving stiffly, but better than before. Inside the truck stop, it's bright and busy despite the early hour. Truckers getting coffee, families starting early road trips. You find the restrooms, and you go into the women's room with Jack. This is the women's room, he points out. I know. Less likely someone will notice you in here. You lock the door. There's a first aid kit mounted on the wall. Thank God for OSHA regulations. You pull it down and open it. Gauze, medical tape, antiseptic wipes. Sit, you tell Jack. He sits on the closed toilet seat. You kneel in front of him, carefully lift his shirt. The wound is about 4 inches long, like you thought, and deep enough that you can see layers of tissue. But it's not spurting blood, which means no major vessels were hit. This is going to sting, you warn. You clean it with the antiseptic wipes, and Jack hisses through his teeth but doesn't pull away. When it's clean, you pack it with gauze and tape it in place. It's not a professional job, but it's better than nothing. Thank you, he says quietly. Don't thank me yet. This needs real medical attention. I'll be okay. You hope he's right. Back in the truck, you buy coffee and food from the convenience store. You're both exhausted, running on fumes. Jack takes over driving again, despite your protests. Phoenix is another hour, he says. I can make it. Phoenix emerges from the desert like a mirage, a sprawl of buildings and freeways, everything tan and brown and green from watered lawns. Jack navigates to downtown, to a nondescript office building on Central Avenue, the FBI field office. It's just after 8 in the morning. People are arriving for work, carrying briefcases and coffee cups. You and Jack look out of place. Dirty, bloody, exhausted. You feel like everyone is staring. Inside the building there's a reception desk. A security guard sits behind it, middle-aged and bored-looking. He glances up when you approach. Can I help you? We need to see an FBI agent, Jack says. It's urgent. The guard looks him over, takes in the blood on his shirt, the leather vest with the club patches. His expression becomes more alert. What's this regarding? Organized crime, the Hells Angels Nomad chapter. We have evidence. Jack sets the notebook on the counter. The guard doesn't touch it. He picks up a phone, speaks quietly into it. A few minutes later, 2 agents appear, a man and a woman, both in suits, both looking professionally skeptical. The woman introduces herself. I'm Agent Karen Fletcher. This is Agent Mike Rodriguez. You have information about the Hells Angels? Yes, ma'am, Jack says. My name is Jack Morrison. I was a member of the Nomad chapter for 6 years. I have evidence of criminal activity, drug trafficking, money laundering, protection rackets, corruption. It's all in this notebook. Agent Fletcher picks up the notebook, flips through it. Her expression becomes more interested. Where did you get this? I stole it. From Tommy Riggs. He's the chapter president. Ah, and who are you? Rodriguez asks, looking at you. Maggie Sullivan. I was helping Jack. Helping him steal from a criminal organization. Helping him do the right thing, you correct. Fletcher and Rodriguez exchange a look. Come with us, Fletcher says. Let's talk somewhere more private. They lead you to a conference room upstairs. It's windowless, sterile, with a long table and uncomfortable chairs. You and Jack sit on one side, the agents on the other. For the next 3 hours, you tell them everything. Jack does most of the talking, about Tommy, about the operations, about the beating in Needles, about Sarah and Ray, about Derek and Mike and the other members, about the runs they made, the deals they cut, the people they hurt. Fletcher and Rodriguez take notes, ask questions, occasionally consult with other agents who come and go. They're professional, thorough, and while they don't exactly seem sympathetic, they're listening. This is good information, Fletcher finally says. Very good. We've been trying to build a case against Riggs for years. This could be the break we need. What happens now, you ask? Now we verify everything. Match the information in the notebook with our own intelligence. Apply for warrants, plan arrests. It'll take time. How much time? Jack asks. Tommy knows I have the notebook. He'll be trying to disappear right now, covering his tracks. We'll move as fast as we can, Rodriguez says. In the meantime, you're both going to need protection. Witness protection, probably. New identities, relocation. Your stomach drops. What? If you testify against Riggs, he'll want you dead. So will the rest of the club. You'll need to disappear. I have a daughter, you say. I can't just disappear. Fletcher's expression softens slightly. Your daughter will come with you. Your whole family, if necessary. We'll protect all of you. You look at Jack. He looks as stunned as you feel. This is it. The cost of doing the right thing. Everything you know, everyone you know gone. A new life in a new place with a new name. What about Sarah and Ray? Jack asks. They need protection too. We'll find them, Rodriguez promises. If they're willing to testify, we'll protect them as well. The rest of the day is a blur. More questions, more statements. A doctor comes to examine Jack's wound, declares it needs stitches, and sews him up right there in the FBI office. You call your mother from a secure phone line, tell her you're okay, but something's come up at work, and you'll be out of town for a few days. Can she keep Katie a little longer? She agrees, confused but willing. You feel terrible lying to her. By evening, the FBI has enough to move forward. Fletcher informs you that they'll be conducting raids on the ranch house and several other locations within the next 48 hours. They want you to stay in protective custody until then. They put you and Jack up in a safe house, a bland apartment in a suburban complex in Tempe. 2 agents stay with you, rotating shifts. You're not allowed to leave, not allowed to make phone calls without supervision. That first night, you and Jack sit on the couch in the apartment's living room. You're both clean now, showered and wearing borrowed clothes from the FBI. Jack's wound is properly bandaged. The agents are in the kitchen, giving you space. This is really happening, you say. Yeah. We're going to disappear. New lives, new names. Yeah. You look at him. What will you do? After? He shrugs. Don't know. Never thought I'd get this far, honestly. Figured Tommy would kill me, but he didn't. You're alive. You have a chance to start over. So do you. I didn't need to start over. I had a life, a daughter, a home, and you'll have them again, just in a different place. You want to be angry at him for dragging you into this, but you can't. You made your own choices. You stayed when you could have left. You helped when you could have walked away. What happens to us, you ask, after? What do you mean? I mean us. You and me. Are we? You trail off, not sure how to finish. Jack takes your hand. I don't know. I'd like to think we could stay together, but I also don't want you to feel obligated. You helped me because you're a good person, not because you want to be tied to me. What if I do want to be tied to you? He looks surprised. Do you? I don't know, you admit. This whole thing has been insane. I barely know you, but I feel like I've known you forever. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does. You lean against him, and he puts his arm around you. You sit like that for a long time, not talking, just being together. 2 days later, the FBI raids happen. They arrest Tommy Riggs at the ranch house, along with Derek, Mike, and 4 other members. They seize drugs, weapons, stolen property. It's the biggest bust against the Hells Angels in Arizona history. The news coverage is extensive. You and Jack watch it on the Safe House TV, seeing Tommy's face as he's led away in handcuffs. He looks angry, defiant. When a reporter shouts a question about the notebook, about the informant, Tommy's expression darkens. He knows it was me, Jack says. He can't touch you now. No, but he'll try, or his friends will. This isn't over. Agent Fletcher visits the next day with updates. We found Sarah Hollis in Albuquerque. She's agreed to testify. Ray's recovering well and will testify too. With your testimony, Sarah's, and the evidence in the notebook, we have a solid case against Riggs and the others. When's the trial? Jack asks. Could be months, maybe a year. These things take time. But in the meantime, we're ready to move you into witness protection. New identities, new location, financial support to get you established. Where, you ask? Can't tell you until we're in transit. Operational security, but it'll be somewhere far from Arizona. Somewhere they'll never think to look. When do we leave? Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Your stomach clenches. Can I see my daughter first? Say goodbye to my mother? Fletcher hesitates. It's risky. If anyone's watching your family, please. I can't just disappear without saying goodbye. She considers, then nods. Okay, 1 visit supervised, 2 hours maximum. The next morning, a black SUV drives you to your mother's house on the outskirts of Phoenix. It's a small place, a manufactured home in a retirement community. Your mother is waiting on the porch, Katie beside her. You get out of the car and Katie runs to you. Mommy! You scoop her up, hold her tight. She's so small, so precious. Her hair smells like your mother's lavender shampoo. You fight back tears. Hi, baby. I missed you so much. I missed you too. Where were you? Working, but I'm here now. Your mother approaches, worry etched on her face. Margaret, what's going on? These men said something about you being in danger. You set Katie down. Mum, can Katie play inside for a minute? I need to talk to you. Your mother takes Katie inside. Through the window, you see Katie settling in front of the TV, already distracted by cartoons. Your mother comes back out, closes the door. Talk to me. You take a breath. Mom, I'm in trouble, not legal trouble, but it's complicated. I helped someone do the right thing, and now some bad people are angry about it. The FBI is relocating me. Us, me and Katie. We're going into witness protection. Your mother's face goes pale. What? Margaret, what did you do? I can't explain everything, but I need you to know I did what I thought was right. And now Katie and I have to leave. We can't tell you where we're going. We can't contact you, not for a long time. Maybe years. Margaret, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry. But this is the only way to keep us safe. Your mother's eyes fill with tears. My granddaughter. I won't see her grow up. I know. I'm sorry. She pulls you into a fierce hug. You be careful. You take care of my baby girl. And you come back to me when you can. I will. I promise. You go inside. Spend 2 hours with Katie, trying to memorize every detail of her face, her laugh, her voice. You don't tell her you're leaving. She's too young to understand. You just hold her and tell her you love her over and over. When it's time to go, Agent Fletcher comes to the door. We need to leave. You carry Katie to the car. She's confused, asking questions. You buckle her into a car seat the FBI provided, kiss her forehead. Your mother stands on the porch, crying silently. The drive away is the hardest thing you've ever done. That night, you're on a plane. You, Katie, and Jack. The agents won't tell you where you're going until you're in the air. When they finally do, you're shocked. Maine, Fletcher says, a small town called Camden, population 3,000, quiet, safe, about as far from Arizona as you can get without leaving the country. Maine. You've never been east of Texas, can't imagine living there. The cold winters, the ocean, the snow. But maybe that's the point. Nobody would think to look for you there. You arrive in Camden on a grey autumn day. The town is beautiful in a way you've never experienced. Colorful leaves, white church steeples, boats in a harbor. The FBI has rented you a small house on a quiet street. It's furnished, stocked with groceries, ready for you to move in. Your new name is Mary Sullivan, Fletcher tells you. Katie keeps her first name, but takes your new last name. Jack, you're James Morrison. You're Mary's boyfriend, recently moved in together. Jack, James, nods. Okay. You'll receive monthly stipends until you can find work. We'll help with job placement. There's a good school for Katie. Try to blend in. Be normal. Don't attract attention. And then they're gone. And you're alone in this strange town, in this strange house, starting this strange new life. The first few weeks are hard. Katie is confused, asking for grandma, asking where her friends are. You tell her you moved for Mommy's work, that it's an adventure. She eventually accepts it, the way children do. You and Jack, Mary and James, navigate your new relationship. You're thrown together by circumstance, living as a family when you barely know each other. It's awkward at first. You set up boundaries, separate bedrooms. But slowly, naturally, things shift. Jack gets a job at a boat repair shop in the harbour. He's good with his hands, picks it up quickly. You find work at a local diner. The irony isn't lost on you. Katie starts school, makes friends. Months pass, then a year. You testify at Tommy's trial via video link, your face and voice disguised. So does Jack, Sarah and Ray. Tommy is convicted on multiple counts and sentenced to 30 years in federal prison. Derek and the others get 10 to 15 each. It's over. You're safe. One night, about a year and a half after arriving in Camden, you and Jack are sitting on the porch of your house. It's summer now, warm and humid. Katie is asleep inside. The harbour is quiet, boats bobbing gently on the water. I never thanked you, Jack says. For what? For saving my life, for believing in me when you had no reason to. You saved mine too, in a way. How so? You think about it. Before I met you, I was just existing, working, surviving, trying to keep my head above water. I wasn't really living, but helping you, standing up to Tommy, doing something that mattered. It reminded me that I'm more than just circumstances. I have power. I have a choice. Jack takes your hand. I love you. I know that's probably crazy to say. We met under the strangest circumstances, and this whole thing has been insane. But I love you. You turn to look at him. In the porch light, his face is gentle, open, vulnerable. I love you too. He kisses you, and this time it's not tentative or uncertain. It's sure. It's real. 3 years after that night in the gas station, you and Jack get married. It's a small ceremony, just Katie and a few friends you've made in Camden. Katie is your flower girl, beaming in a white dress. The FBI even sends Agent Fletcher, who's become something like a friend over the years. You never go back to Arizona. Your mother sends letters through the FBI, updates on her life, on the old neighborhood. You write back when you can. It's not the same as being there, but it's something. Sarah sends a letter too, eventually. She and Ray moved to Oregon, started a restaurant. She's engaged to a nice guy she met there. She thanks you and Jack for saving their lives. Says she thinks about you often. Life in Camden is good, quiet, normal. Katie grows up smart and strong, never knowing the full story of how you ended up there. Maybe you'll tell her someday, when she's older, when she can understand. Sometimes late at night you think about that moment in the gas station. That split-second decision to stay instead of leaving. How different your life would be if you'd driven away. Would Tommy have killed Jack? Would Sarah and Ray be dead? Would Tommy still be free, hurting people? You'll never know. You only know that you made a choice to help, to stand up, to be brave when it was easier to be afraid. And that choice gave you a new life, a better life. A life with Jack, James, and Katie in this small town by the sea, far from the Arizona desert and the dangers that once threatened to destroy you. It wasn't the life you planned, but it's a good life, and that's enough. Final reflection. This story reminds us that heroism isn't about being fearless. It's about being afraid and choosing to act anyway. Maggie was just a tired waitress trying to survive, and Jack was a man trying to escape his past mistakes. Neither of them set out to be heroes. But when faced with a choice between safety and doing what was right, they chose right. Life doesn't often give us clear choices between good and evil. Usually it's messier than that. It's choosing to help a stranger when you're exhausted and scared. It's risking everything to protect someone you don't even know. It's standing up when every instinct tells you to run. Maggie and Jack lost everything, their home, their identities, their past. But they gained something too. They gained the knowledge that when it mattered, they didn't look away. They didn't cross to the other side of the road. They stood firm. And in doing so, they saved lives. Sarah and Ray, each other, maybe even themselves. We all face moments like Maggie's moment in that gas station. Moments when a stranger needs help, when standing up seems too risky, when walking away would be so much easier. This story asks, what will you choose? Because in the end, we're not defined by our circumstances or our past mistakes. We're defined by what we do when it matters, by the choices we make when no one's watching and everything's on the line. Maggie chose to stay, and that choice changed everything. What choice will you make? If this story moved you, if it made you think, if it reminded you of the power we all have to make a difference, please subscribe to our channel. We bring you real stories about real people facing impossible choices. Stories that prove ordinary people can do extraordinary things. Stories that matter. Hit that subscribe button. Share this story. And remember, when your moment comes, choose courage. Choose kindness. Choose to stay. Thank you for listening.